Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Horror Junkyard Apocalypse. We interrupt the normal program of the other two idiots just to kind of bring you something a little special. I am honored enough today to have with me Mr. Brian Shutter, the one of
Hello.
the creators of Neon Lords of the Toxic Wastelands,
That's right.
the new role-playing game, new tabletop role-playing game coming out. Um, Thank you very much for coming on. And we want to kind of introduce the guys, everybody who's listening. We want to give them a little sneak preview of what's coming out, what Neon Lords of the Toxic Wastelands about, which name is pretty self-explanatory. However, it doesn't even scratch the surface. You were kind enough, you sent me a playtest sample, and the name doesn't even come close to explaining what's going on.
Eh,
So
eh,
yeah, the
yeah.
artwork. We were going through the artwork. It's a combination of like again, and this is meant in the best possible way. Middle school zines,
Yep.
like back in the day, like the old metal zines, and then like a lot of Metal Blade stuff. I don't know if you're Guar fan, obviously, so
Yeah,
a
for
lot of
sure.
that sort of that level, and then you have some other artwork that's just perfect. Like it just nails. It's evocative of the title. So enough of me talking. I want you to kind of tell us how did this come about? Like, how did this horrible idea germinate in
So,
your brain and happen?
yeah. I don't know. We were playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, and it was like, it's all right. It was going fine, but I just wanted something different. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to make my own game. So then I kind of just like took everything that like I like personally and threw it all together. I'm like a huge post-apocalyptic like genre fan, and like especially like the Italian like movies and stuff, like all them Fred Williamson movies and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. Warriors of the
Yep,
Wasteland.
Warriors
Oh
Wasteland,
yeah,
Bronx Warriors,
oh yeah, yeah. Which
like
is
all.
basically the same movie.
Yeah, pretty much, but still. And so like just a love for those and Mad Max and Escape from New York, like adding like the RPG elements to all that, and then like wrestling and Guar and He-Man, like all mixed in.
So just to just as a quick overview, you guys embrace the OSR in this.
Yep,
You know,
yep,
huge. This is a very simple game, um, but it's like you take the OSR and it's like, all right, you got this basic framework, and then it just like you really just drizzle it with just toxic waste.
yeah,
And
totally.
like you have the classes. You got your Deathbringer, which is your melee guys, your War Wizard, and my favorite, the best one was the Skull Jammer, which are basically your
Hackers.
cyber guys. So yeah,
Yep.
the um and you say, you say having a well-rounded party, just like you would in any other game, right? So you
Oh,
have your
totally.
yeah, you have your meat shields, you got your range guys, you got all that stuff going on. But then again, you turn around and you have attributes like sleaze.
Yeah.
Like that is just it's tremendous. How exactly when you decide that you're just going to go off the rails, you're going to say, okay, we got our stats. At what point did you go, okay, yeah, sleaze, all right?
I don't know. See, it's kind of like a top-down design method. So we took the BX and kind of just added to that. But then it was like, all right, like sleaze as a stat. Okay, it sounds awesome, but now it has to have like an actual game mechanic added to it. So it was more like I got the names for stuff, and then from there, had to figure it out to cram it in.
So just as a quick explanation, sleaze helps you in the wasteland. Sleaze
Yep,
hurts you in the civilized world.
yep.
So everything keeps it balanced. And I was going through all the stuff, all the honestly, like this. Imagine taking the Muppet Show, cramming it into a Guar show, and then cramming wrestling in it, and just doing all the things that you wanted to do, shaking it up, and then throw in BX with it, which is got for people who are not familiar with it. BX is your basic and
Yep.
expert sets of D&D back in the day, that most of us cut our teeth on. We all started there. And like I said, I see the artwork sometimes, and the artwork just evokes just listening to thrash death metal in the background while you guys are playing, and
Yep.
so
Exactly.
it's like that's the feeling I want. Like, I again love some of this artwork. It's very some of it's very like Kevin Laird.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Huge influence. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because especially I guess we're about the same age in that range because we
Mhm.
had the same influences of all those things. And when you see them, you're like, oh man, you remember this? Do you remember this? And it
Yep.
starts pulling you back. Even if you haven't like again, most of the stuff I've played has been fantasy. We
Right.
haven't played a lot of Apocalypse. Um, don't let the other guys hear us say that. But don't it just automatically you see this stuff, and now you start going back to the old TMNT days.
Hmm.
You go back to the old Palladium stuff, and you go back to before the bomb, things like that. Just and this game, man, like this, I cannot wait for this. This is just tremendous. What was your biggest obstacle?
That's a good question. Biggest obstacle? I don't know. I honestly like. I'm not that guy, but I didn't really have many obstacles because it was so much fun to make. Like it was just like pouring out of me. Like I didn't never had an issue. It was just like constant. Like all right, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I still have like pages of ideas just to add to it, and I keep adding and adding and adding. But at some point, I gotta like just stop, and then that's it. Like for
You'll
that
be
book.
doing the 3.5 splat books.
Yeah.
um, See, so I think most of us have who have been playing for longer than 20 years or whatever the deal is. Everybody's had the idea. Oh, this would be great for a game. Oh,
Yep.
I would love to run this game. You've taken this and now you've made this into your two-headed baby.
Yep. Exactly.
And this is going to be this is I think this is going to be something really good. Um, Looking forward to seeing a lot of this stuff come out. And again, so physical copies. Are you doing them online yet? Are you?
So we had a Kickstarter campaign November.
Mhm.
We funded in I think 3 or 4 days maybe, and then we
Okay.
ended up hitting 11,000 with I think like 250 some backers. So like
Okay.
so that yep, there you go, fully funded 3 days. Oh well, yeah, perfect. See, you always got
So
to have the guy in the
now
chair.
I have somebody here. I have somebody with me right now. I have Brian with me. Brian has run a successful Kickstarter and he has met his goal and above. So now you're driving a new car and you have a new jet, right?
Yeah,
Is
pretty
that how that
close.
works?
I wish, but all that money is going back into more art. Like all those stretch goals are getting made, all that good stuff. And then
Okay.
I know like I posted it up on GameFound.com. You can
Hmm.
for late backers because I had a lot of people like miss the campaign because like because of like like just not hearing about it because it's wild like you got to put more emphasis on marketing yourself than creatively making something.
Okay. So now here's the thing. Are you that guy? Are you that guy who has to market himself, or are you much more comfortable being like, hey, check out my game and just stepping back?
Yeah, I mean, you can't step back anymore. That's the problem, especially with there's a billion games out there. Like you have to separate yourself from everyone else. And like I don't market and advertise as much as I probably should, but I feel like we did a good enough job. I mean, I'm happy with the Kickstarter just getting funded. Like that's awesome. And then that just opens up the door for more books and like more Kickstarters. Like we got a lot of stuff like in the pipeline coming down. So once this comes out in August, it'll be done. It'll be in the hands hopefully by August. Like that's the goal, and we're still pretty close to that. And there's some artwork that might not make it into the book, unfortunately, but I don't have time, to wait as unfortunately as it is. But
So now there obviously, so if whatever doesn't get put into this edition, you have plans in the future of making more. It's not this is not going to be a one and done thing where you're like, I funded this one. Now I'm going to move on to my Wild West game that I've always wanted to
Oh
run.
no, no. So the next, so we got this book, the core rule book, and then the two books that have are out or like coming out rather
Mhm.
is there. It's hack and thrash. It's going to be skateboards, BMXs, like vehicles, like kick flipping and casting spells at the same time, and like adding stickers to your skate deck, like buffs your character, and like all that ridiculous stuff. And deities and demigods, essentially of the WWF pantheon of gods that are in there.
Tremendous. Okay,
Yeah,
so you are 2 books ahead now so far. So
yeah. I
once
mean,
once the core book comes out, you're going on to the next thing, supplementing the book.
yep, yep. And then the
Okay,
two supplemental books, and then the big thing is hopefully we get it all figured out. Is the next Kickstarter we want to do like a Hero Quest clone, but make it like Neon Lords, like to a T
nice.
Hero Quest, but like our own like flavor and stuff.
See, that's okay. Again, anybody not familiar with Hero Quest, just go look it up. It is one of the like you could say that, and there are gamers who are just they all remember fondly because that's a lot of us, I guess, cut our teeth on that.
Oh yeah, that
Playing.
yeah, yeah, totally. That's how I would say everybody like in our like age group definitely got their start on Hero Quest. I actually backed that new one because I had two copies of it like up until middle school, high school, and then
hmm
gone. I don't know what happened to them.
Right? It's like they just disappear because again, that was one of the first ones we played,
Yep.
and that would start the weekend off. We'd start Hero
Oh
Quest,
man.
and then we'd play D&D. Then we'd
Yeah.
go into D&D because we'd wait for everybody to show up, and while we're waiting, we'd play some Hero Quest. Um, so again, if people want to get in touch with you, if they want to reach out to you and say, "Hey, I have artwork. Hey, I have an idea." Are you accepting ideas? Are you accepting people's attributes, their accolades, and their, "Hey, Brian, make me a slave. I want to work for you for free. I want to give
Mm.
you the things in my brain for nothing." Are you taking those sort of things from people?
Yeah, oh yeah, they can hit me up on the Facebook and the Instagram. I'm generally like on there a lot. We have a Discord server, but yep, see there's the old
hmm
Instagram with the
Which people should go check out just for the artwork. Especially if you were the guys back in the day, you read the zines, you were into all those sort of things. Just you need to go check out Instagram, their Facebook page, give them a like on there, follow them, spread the word like a disgusting virus because this is going to be. I'm excited, and I see Odorous.
yeah, yep,
Uh,
yeah, reading the reading the rule books.
so yeah, that'll be good. And again, so now you're looking for sometime in August. They're looking to get the Kickstarters out, and then you're going to put it on RPG drive through, or
Yeah, so we did have a PDF tier, and so like obviously we're gonna fulfill it through drive through, and then
Mhm.
the PDFs will be available through there for purchase, and then I'll probably do another run on the core rulebook printing and push out copies to the online stores. Probably Exalted, Funeral.
Okay.
I know.
Oh yeah, you guys would
Yeah,
fit there immediately.
yeah. I was talking to him for a while, but then I kind of got busy and then haven't really corresponded back. So I should probably get a hold of him.
um, so again, if you have anything, anything you want to plug, anything you want to pimp out, you can let us know. We would be happy to do it because absolutely believe in what you're doing,
I appreciate it. Yeah,
and this
I
is
mean,
this is going to be good.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited for it to come out and people finally. Yep, there's
Yep.
the arcade rug aesthetic with the lick. That kind of just sums up the game, like right there.
That's for Stevie. I know you're not really familiar with Guar. That's Odorous's sword. That's a tribute to Odorous's sword.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's and I know you're a big fan.
Thank you for that.
So again, guys, make sure you check out Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland. Neoterax is going to be the planet you need to inhabit and destroy. And
Yep.
so again, Brian, thank you very much for coming on. And
No
anytime you
problem.
want to come on, you please just let me know.
Oh yeah, I can easily be a regular fixture among the mutated.
And that's who we're going for. That's the people we're talking to right now. All of the weird, diseased things sitting right now, staring at their screen, going, "That's the guy that made Neon Lords. He looks so normal.
It is
He looks so normal."
in my messy basement.
What they don't know is that you have a Quato-like character attached to you.
Well, actually, it's funny because you probably can't see it, but I do have a Quato tattoo.
Tremendous. You see, look at this.
Yeah.
So
that's
again,
hilarious.
thank you very much for coming on, man. And if you need anything, you just give us a holler, okay?
Oh, awesome. Definitely.
All
Thanks for
right, guys.
having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Brian Shutter. Thank you, Neon Lords of the Toxic Wastelands. Thank you, Stevie, for producing this. And we're going to send you back to the other two idiots.